Anything you would like to bring up at the start, Anne?
I'll wait and see how the discussion goes, and then I may.
Okay, anyone here have anything they would like to bring up? Owen mentioned that she had one or two topics she was going to bring up this morning, so please go ahead, Owen.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
ท่านอาจารย์คะI appreciate the point this morning. You say whenคุณหมาย talk about situations or some like really a Dhamma of me wanting to correct things or do better, even for my father, for example. How I would like to understand more about the reality at this point that, I was torn between going back and forth about certain decisions.
Reality is always very deep and very profound.
Yes, indeed.
If we think about this and that without any understanding of the truth about reality, for example, we see many things around each day and so on and on, but what is the ultimate truth?
That question never come to mind when I'm facing that. So you ask about what ultimate truth.
So if you just say it's citta, is that enough?
No.
That's why
Not at all.
when there is more understanding of citta firmly, Dhammadra, it can be conditioned to understand that very moment. Is that the point of life, the most precious moment, or just think about the other thing all in one's life?
Always think about the other things, the other person.
So die and then die.
Yeah.
So what's the use? Thinking about this and that.
And at the moment of confusing, I didn't even know that it was a kusala, or even now, yes, I ask questions.
So
yes.
would you like to understand the truth at that moment, or just let it go? It doesn't matter. Or it's better to understand the truth, even just a little bit before death, before one dies, see? And death can come any moment. Even now, is there enough understanding the most precious moment of now we're talking about for understanding to develop on and on, to begin to understand right now the truth of what is there, as no one.
Which is very, very deep, and it has to, be firm.
And without this moment, understanding, how can there be the moment of understanding?
Yeah, no way.
Not letting go ignorance, but letting go what is there to be known.
Not letting go the ignorance, but letting go. Sorry,ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. What is this moment?
Excitement, exciting, anxious.
Is it real?
Yes, it is.
Would you like to understand it little by little?
Yes.
Because it can be any moment, who knows, again and again, seeing, thinking, liking, disliking.
And it is real. It is happening, and
when there's no understanding, what is there?
ignorant. I mean, the ignorant. I mean, ignore to consider
more and more
more and more.
in life.
Really deeper and deeper, focusing on the object of like the story of what I am anxious about.
More and more
Yeah.
until no understanding of the precious moment. What is that precious moment?
It's the understanding, but
But
the understanding also Dhamma. But it's
enough.
no.
So it's not just say,
Yeah.
but it is a moment of understand and be truthful to the truth right now. We heard about Citta and Cetasika and Rupa, and they are there right now, unknown, on and on and on and on. So understanding what is meant by Dhammadhara, just one word of truth, Dhamma, Anatta. No matter what we develop the understanding on and on, it has to be understanding the truth of Dhamma and Anatta.
Would you please talk a little bit more about anatta? I mean, at the moment of
Okay,
yes,
my
no,
question
cannot control.
is there Atta now?
Yeah,
Is there Atta now?
I don't know.
No
It
one,
is
no
there, but-
one, no
Yeah.
kun one,
Oh, okay. Me sitting, me talking, me thinking.
no microphone,
Yes,
No
and
Sarah?
I'm seeing Ācariya Sujin.
why no? Why no kun han? No han?
Why no kun hang?
Is there han? Is there kun han?
There's supposed to be no kun hang, but still kun hang, because I remember I see her many times.
Be truthful to the truth, otherwise the truth cannot be realized at all. So, is there kun han?
No,
Why not?
because
When you were told about this and that, but it's not your own considering about this moment. Why not kun han? Kun han is sitting. Why not kun han?
I mean, from between kun hang and just visible object, it's just so far away.
So when you say no kun han, because what is seen is visible object, how much understanding?
Very little. That's
Never
why I always-
enough.
ค่ะ
Until
never.
nothing appear, even not only kun han, everything now cannot be as we are thinking about it. Imagine only that which appears as it is. Clearly. Is it clear now? That which is seen appears.
คุณอาวุโตท่านอาจารย์ looking at you that is it clear now well ท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ I
Be
mean
truthful
from
to the truth. Understand what is true. It can be realized because it's so true now. So if there is the understanding enough, and that level of understanding is not as now. The level of understanding of what is seen
yeah
as it is. Only one moment or only one nimitta of a reality. Is it clear? Understanding only that object which appears, not as people and things anymore. And that is the ultimate truth of what we are talking about now. No one.
so no kun hang no table no microphone, but just hardness right now.
Can they appear together?
No,
Begin
it's
to have
very fast.
understanding of the truth, which is so very subtle, very deep.
So, Dhammadara, as far as I understand, Dhamma rising and falling away like rapidly. Of
Will you
course,
change
no.
what you said? Dhammadara in words?
Yes, only in word. That's why I come back to the starting point when Harajan mentioned Dhammadara as anatta. So have to.
And what is the nature of Dhammadara? Is it just a word?
Yeah.
Or what is the truth of Dhammadara?
It's not last. Doesn't. It's.
Is it have to or try to work it out? Or is it just understand naturally, simply what appears right now? Like when thinking about your father, is it has to stop thinking about my father or has to understand? Or is it just consider carefully, consider what has been heard and let understanding arise by conditions naturally? Otherwise it's still I have to do this, have to think this way, have to work out the details, have to understand this. So that's still a kusala sila when it's have to do, try to do, catch this reality. Just let the understanding work its way very naturally. Not anything to be done. It's not stop thinking about my father or think about realities instead. But at the moment of thinking about my father, at the moment of enjoying the lunch, understanding can just arise naturally because of all the careful considering about dhammas. And that is the way that the confidence becomes firmer and firmer, and it is dhammadara, but not have to or trying to do anything. So it's all about letting go at each moment. Understanding is letting go of I have to, or I should, or I must try, or I must catch this meaning.
Because still do not understand why is that thinking that keep coming back is not good. Not understand the thinking and then, follow along the stories.
By conditions, because the ignorance has been accumulated for so long, the clinging has been accumulated for so long. That's why even now, even whilst listening to a discussion on dhammas, thinking of different stories all the time, thinking about the rain, thinking about the voices outside,
Yes.
looking at the different pictures, thinking about different people in the room. Natural, dhammadha, unimportant, all gone. So it's not try to stop the thinking, but it's just moments of thinking, each one gone, anatta, not my thinking or my problem or my stories or my ignorance. Just different moments of seeing and hearing and thinking, but all gone. Unimportant. So no need to take so seriously or mind about the ignorance or their kusala sila, because that's just more clinging to I. It's all gone.
True. It's kind of heavy dwelling on this, the same thing. That
so letting go, just understanding it now is joy. That's why it is joyful, and it's gone. The story of a moment ago, the stories at lunchtime, all the thinking is all gone. So forget it, let it go.
So again and again.
Again and again.
อาจารย์ขอบพระคุณ
Always
ค่ะ
back to this moment.
Do you know now about how much Dhamma there are? It has to be one's own understanding.
So just to add a brief word, Owen, I think everyone has long stories that keep coming back, won't go away. Just different. They're just different for everyone because of different accumulated tendencies. And Sarah said, well, just let go. Well, of course, it's easier said than done. But I wanted to come back to Ajahn earlier comment about letting go and not letting go that you queried. I think Ajahn was referring to the fact that there is not letting go of the anxiety or whatever, as in your case. And there is letting go in the sense of being forgetful of understanding or awareness at the present moment. So, of course, it's the awareness and understanding that doesn't need to be let go of in the sense of letting go of the akusala, but they need to be remembered.
So it's time to realize the truth at the moment of saying letting go. Is it letting go?
Yeah.
Can it be known?
It can ท่านอาจารย์ but long way.
Really?
Well,
Now letting go.
now letting go. Letting go the stories, or have to like understand the reality.
It's not letting go now.
So what do you mean by letting go? So what do you mean by letting go in terms of understanding? Okay.
At the moment of understanding, no clinging to the story or the idea or anything else. So it's the understanding lets go, nothing to be done, no one who can do it.
Long
So
way
don't
to go.
try.
Because we say that Dhammas are anatta, right? So
That's why not enough understanding of.
but we say Dhammas are anatta. But can we let go of what is not mine? Can
No.
Sorry. How can you let go the realities? Because it's arised already by conditioned. But it's the understanding at this moment of the reality that arised that let go the ignorance.
No, what I mean is letting go. Letting go, I mean, I keep dwelling with the stories, clinging on the stories, this and that person. So, I think
But
at the moment of thinking, it has anatta.
the moment of-
thinking.
Ignorance can't let go anything.
Yes, ignorance cannot.
just little by little, the understanding will understand that even at the moment of dwelling, that is anatta, because it's arised already, and it's not us to dwell. It's just the reality that arises by condition to dwell. But the use is to know that it's Dhamma, not I who dwell or anything. But I know that because we all are taught that dwelling to think that is not real is not good, right? It's akusala, right? So naturally, because of self, we don't want that to happen.
That's why Sarah said not trying to,
Yeah.
not try to, like that. But it's Dhamma.
Yes.
So it's quite deep in a sense, yeah.
And the thinking about the story now, the thinking about Dhamma, did you choose to think about it? Or the thinking just rose by conditions and by accumulation? Sometimes it thinks about Dhamma, sometimes it thinks about father, sometimes it thinks about lunch. It's daily life. But it doesn't matter what it thinks about, there can be understanding of thinking now. So thinking is the reality, not the story, not the father or the Dhamma, but thinking can be known now, different from seeing, different from hearing, and gone.
I really appreciate the fact that I have an opportunity to ask questions like this. A little bit more.
Can you hold on to what is anatta? Can you hold it? Can you keep it?
No.
Can you hold what is atta?
No.
Can you keep? Can you cling?
But clinging clings.
Yeah, there is clinging, but there is clinging to what?
But if there's no understanding, then clinging is there.
Yeah, because we say that clinging is anatta, everything is anatta, but we cling to the idea of anatta, like any other things, because there is no memory of any memory of anatta, just the word. You just remember the word anatta. But what is anatta? We don't know that. Do you have any memory of any characteristic of visible object, for instance, or seeing? That would be anatta sanya in that case. So there wouldn't be no memory, you wouldn't thinking about the atta. Otherwise, it has to be atta, everything.
And when Ajahn mentioned it has to be one's own understanding, atta or anatta.
Understanding is anatta.
Anatta. So when we say pachatang or one's own understanding, it's still referring to dhammas that are anatta, because I don't have any understanding.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, yeah. Like not attaching too much importance to the word I or me or you. When there is understanding, there is no clinging to the word, to the.
And that's why when we read or we study, it's not about the words, it's about the understanding, because anything can be misunderstood. Any term that's used in the text, like should or one's own understanding, anything can be misunderstood. So when it's dhammadara, then when there's firm confidence, whatever is read, no confusion, no mixing up, because one knows that the dhammas are all anatta, nothing to be done by anyone, not my understanding that could be changed or developed or done something with.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
So, what is the moment of letting go?
The understanding moment that is Dhamma.
Just the word of the understanding.
This understanding.
Dhamma, for example.
Yeah.
The word
But
or the understanding right now.
The understanding, it has to be understanding right now.
But is
But
there
it's-
understanding of what is there right now?
Not enough yet. Yeah.
Not enough.
Yeah.
So it's not just the word.
It's still the word. Still thinking about the word that I listen. Sometimes I understand, sometimes I don't, but to keep listening is kind of be a good factor to...
So while one is reading Tipitaka, understanding what is there, Dhammas are there, all are Dhammas, not anyone at all, reading about it, is it letting go?
No.
Why not?
Reading is reading. It doesn't mean it's
So
sitting
no
in...
understanding.
No, yeah. We're reading without understanding.
Like baby.
Just like what... Like what, I mean, the subject in the morning that, you read or listen so
Even
much.
it's
but
there, it's not known until its moment of satipatthana. Right there. Understanding the truth clearly. It's not I who try so hard to be aware. That is not the understanding, not letting go. But at moment which conditioned, just there, letting go the idea of I try to have it. Or it's because I try to think about it, but it's moment conditioned to just be aware of that reality, little by little.
So actually that split second of awareness of the I characteristic of I thinking.
The
then
truth
that
is the
try,
truth.
That's the precious moment. That's an I there.
And the understanding of it can only be when it's there, when it appears. Like now we can talk about the trying at lunchtime, but it's when the trying is right now that it can be understood. The wrong path.
At least to understand what's the wrong path.
Intellectual understanding cannot let go. It's I, reading, thinking, or understanding is still I understand. That's why just the first round is not enough at all to have firm confidence of Dhammadhara.
Oh my goodness. It's okay this way. Intellectual understanding, the very barest beginning of understanding, is insufficient, but it is at least a beginning, the most indirect, but there has to be a beginning somewhere. So we start with hearing over and over and over. You teach us so patiently just to get the intellectual understanding and to just keep at it, the listening, the discussing, and the hearing. And then those precious moments of panya happen by conditions. And the anatta-ness is only the most indirect, barest intellectual, that there is no self to choose conditions or control anything, but that's it. And to know that this is intellectual understanding, it is insufficient, but just to rest there at that and know that, no, there is no direct understanding at the present, just so much ignorance.
That's why being truthful is the parami. You see that the one who teaches Abhidhamma has Samakpatipatti, meditation center. Is that Dhammadara? Not even just one word. So it's not because one understands from the book, no self at all. They are citta and citasikas by way of ayatana, dhatu, and paticcasamuppada. But they go to Samakpatipat, to meditation center. Not understand Dhamma at all. Because if there is the understanding of Dhamma, it's now. Why go somewhere? Not understanding the meaning of Dhamma, that now is Dhamma. But they can talk a lot about the words on Abhidhamma. That's why the meaning of Dhammadara is not just read the Tipitaka and understand the meaning by the word, but understanding the nature of what is there right now. To understand, begin to understand the truth, that even there is the understanding at level of seeing is different from that which is seen. And without Dhammadara of the truth, there will never be letting go little by little, not to take what is there as understanding when it's not understanding at all. So anyone who goes somewhere to do something, thinking that it's the way to understand Dhamma, no matter they learn a lot about words, no understanding, no Dhammadara. To be truthful to the truth. So seeing is not me. Understand it the first round firm enough to be conditioned for direct understanding of seeing right now. When time comes, only by conditions. Understanding a little more is the moment of letting go wrong view, but not yet understanding the nature of seeing.
Yes, and ignorance covers up the truth.
Alberto, is it a good time to bring up your topic about Nirodha? Oh, maybe not if Ajahn is just leaving the room. Really?
Unless you want to
maybe Abulto can say something about Nirodha first. And okay.
Earlier on, when you had when we talk about anatta, and you mentioned to Avoto about I, and what I didn't catch that. What do you mean?
It actually related to something that came up at lunchtime, but an Ajahn mentioned to you it has to be one's own understanding. It cannot be the Buddha's understanding or Ajahns' understanding or anyone's understanding that develops the path for you. This is speaking conventionally, because there are different streams of cittas, different streams of understanding. So each understanding has to accumulate. What we call my understanding cannot accumulate for you. So the understanding in the stream we call uans has to accumulate. So we read words like one's own understanding, but actually no one to have understanding. We read about Ananda's understanding, but no Ananda who had understanding. Or this morning I asked Tang about the Buddha's great understanding, or maybe it was gone. But in truth, no Buddha who had any understanding. So conventional language has to be used, but with less and less misunderstanding and confusion.
But when we say no hang, for example, no Buddha, there are still Jitta Jettasika Rupas that are taken for the Buddha or for hang. So we need. Yes, there have to be.
Yeah, it had to be.
Jitta Jettasika Rupa associated together.
With the memory, you mean that, like, oh, this person is hung, but then there's understanding behind it, or like to be just visible object. I know it's different moment, but
yes,
to
but
start
so
somewhere.
This no person has to be. We have to appreciate in what sense it's being said, and whether actually what we're talking about is whether or not there's any wrong view associated with what is being seen at the present moment. And just because there is the concept of different people in a room doesn't mean there's wrong view necessarily. Because there can be thinking of table, for example, without wrong view, with or without wrong view. Just because there's the concept of a table, when one is that's coming into one's mind as we sit here and talk, that concept of table could be with attachment, with conceit, with wrong view. It could be with dosa, for example. There's no wrong view with dosa. Now, we also know that there is a lot of wrong view accumulated, and it's one of the asavas, which means it's flowing out all the time. So we can't say there's no wrong view, but the wrong view that is asava doesn't appear, can't be known as wrong view, because it's not at a level that it is apparent, that is apparent.
If all
Right?
Yeah, I'm sure, and that's why there's layers of understanding and
Yes.
like intellectuals, or this like concept, with or without wrong view,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's all actually
And
at a very like pariyati level. It's come to thinking
And
a
the
lot
the further
about what
thing,
I've listened again.
the further thing to appreciate, as we've also been saying, it's not a question of what is the concept in the mind. It's the question of the citta, the nature of the citta. Wrong view has a characteristic, and it can only actually be known by its characteristic, not by whether there's an idea of people sitting in a room.
Can you talk a bit more? Can you elaborate about characteristic of wrong view?
Well,
I mean, versus concept.
I think Kuntu would like to say, is ready to speak on this.
Like the example you gave at the moment of trying to catch at that moment. It's wrong view at that moment that appears. Something here, this arm, at the moment of thinking, taking it for my arm, not just calling it an arm.
Okay.
It's there.
Thank you
yeah.
very much. Okay, understood.
Just on
Okay.
when there is no wrong view, you said it's not necessarily to be right view. There can be no wrong view and not right view. So what view is that which is not right and not wrong?
It's not any kind of...
It's not a view, right?
It's not a view.
It's not a view, exactly.
Yeah. So when there's attachment, there's not a view, there's no view. So we need to appreciate what is meant by a view in the context of right view and wrong view. If there is just attachment, there's no wrong view.
But
There might be alternating wrong view and attachment, but the attachment itself is without a view, because it's attachment, there's no view involved.
I was thinking about
A view is a belief or a conviction about the way things are.
I was thinking about, I don't know if you recall Ajahn speaking, I think about the animal worlds. They can't have wrong view, apparently. I'm recalling that they cannot have...
Well, I think I've heard Ajahn say that it can be as asava. They haven't eradicated wrong view,
Right.
but since they cannot think about how things are in reality, they do not form a view, of a conscious view of the way things are, right or wrong. They just go about
Because
happy day and having their food, and
they don't have the language, and they don't know.
Clinging to this and that, but not thinking this is truly an arm. Yeah.
well,
Just
not so
clinging.
much don't have the language, don't have the mental capacity in that
Because
life.
of the patisandi,
As an
different
animal.
patisandi.
Yes.
No, rootless patisandi.
That's asava, but they still have asava.
So you mean there will be more accumulation of those tithasava, and then just without any opportunity to understand more, to misunderstand.
So
In that lifetime.
So as animals, they cannot accumulate titasava. They cannot, because there's no wrong view.
I don't know whether there can be didasava or not, but there can't be a right or wrong view that appears. That there can't be the conscious thinking. I think in the text it describes the baby who's happy in the cradle, and just no mental concept of what's good and bad, right or wrong, or true or
They
false.
don't have that.
Yeah.
And that points to the fundamental difference between those of us in this realm and the animal realm, is that we have the chance to listen and hear and consider the Dhamma, where animals don't.
Yeah, we have the chance to accumulate more wrong view.
Okay, Alberto, Kun 2 is waiting for Nirodha, and Ajahn is here now, so go ahead.
We were talking last time about Nirodha, the third noble truth. We in the text mentioned that the third noble truth should be attained, should be reached, should be made the object of citta, and that's the only Dhamma I've seen that it has this connotation, because Panya, the fourth Ācariya Satya, needs to be developed, and it experiences until it has until it reaches the level of being able to experience Nibbana, and which means no conditions. Nirodha means nothing arising. Basically, if you can, Ajahn, explain more about the third noble truth, about Nibbana and Nirodha in the meaning of Nirodha and why it has to be attained and not developed and not developed. Nibbana cannot be developed, right?
Why do we listen to the teachings of the truth?
To let go of attachment.
To know what are the truths, right? What is the truth? Whatever arises and falls away now, is it pleasant, satisfactory? Just arise and falls away. From birth to death, nothing left. And begin again, nothing left again. Otherwise, what is Nibbana? See? We have to understand daily life and to see the first noble truth. Otherwise, just enjoy life. It's all right. No matter the birth or death, birth again, death again, birth again, death again, it doesn't matter at all. For those who do not realize the truth of a moment, each moment, who doesn't want to be born again, or who would like to die now. So what is Nibbana? No idea. Can Buddha thought about Nibbana first?
Without the understanding from the beginning level, there will be no way to understand all the noble truth, because the first noble truth is like things that arises and falls by condition. And that from the previous question that Ajahn just asked, is it pleasantly attached? Is it worth the attachment? But because one doesn't know the dukkha, which is the first noble truth, therefore there will be attachment. And then the Buddha has enlightened and taught the third noble truth, because that is the condition that we have no arises and falls away of realities, and that is the real happiness or because there's nothing arises and nothing falls away, and that is the object of the understanding, the very high level understanding at the moment that have Nirodha or Nirvana as the object of experience. And without the fourth noble truth, which is the understanding from the beginning, level by level, accumulated, there will be no way that Citta will attain that state where it has Nirvana as the object of understanding.
We are talking about the First Noble Truth, right? Smile. How about the understanding of the danger of this very moment, arising and falling away, no one at all, nothing, only a reality experience, and it arises and falls, whatever is there. If it's not directly realized, how can it be so dangerous? See, even the First Noble Truth has to be understood, otherwise nothing can lead to the end of whatever is so dangerous each moment. Nibbana is the end of whatever arises, never to arise again. Nibbana is not the place, it's not the understanding. The understanding realizes the nature of Nibbana. Why? Nibbana does not arise. How can it be right understanding?
How can it be developed? Because it's not citta or cetasika, so it cannot be. It's the understanding that has to be developed to experience the object that is not dangerous, that doesn't arise and fall away. But if there's no understanding of the reality that is so dangerous now, then it can never be known.
Nibbana is the end of the path. When Nibbana must be the end of, because Nibbana is the end.
The Noble Eightfold Path leads to Nibbana. Right, but Nibbana is not the path.
It's the end.
Yeah, so it's the path that's developed, not the destination.
And when you say it's the end, what about the first Lokuttara Cittas that experience Nibbana? The path is not finished yet. The path has to continue on stage by stage until no more clinging, no more ignorance at all, no more rebirth, the end, parinibbana.
Until the job is done. ครับท่านอาจารย์ครับ earlier you mentioned about the clinging and how it is very dangerous. Can you elaborate more about that? Because for example, clinging is come with like pleasant feelings and sometimes, and how can it be dangerous without the understanding that it arises and falls away and it's nothing? Because if we think like self, like I think how can pleasant feeling be dangerous?
That's why it's so dangerous, because there's clinging to what is pleasant and it's gone instantly, it doesn't last, and what follows is the grief, the sadness. So the pleasant feeling itself is very dangerous. Even the understanding is dangerous because it doesn't last, but it's the object of clinging again and again. So it is because of the impermanence of conditioned realities that each one is dangerous, the object of clinging.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, because that makes more appreciation of the word dukkha, because it arises and falls away by condition. So no one, no nothing, no self, no people, nothing, but
Impermanent and not in anyone's control.
yeah,
This is what dukkha is. So whatever is conditioned is
just
dukkha.
arises
the
short.
kindness now. It's
Mm.
dukkha. It doesn't last, but it's the object of clinging. The rupas of the Buddha's body, the great wisdom, whatever arises in samsara is
Yeah.
dukkha,
Yes.
gone and dangerous, object of clinging for others.
Even understanding now.
Dangerous because no understanding, it's impermanent and gone instantly, and there's clinging, wishing to have it again and again.
It can be the object of clinging. Thank you.
So it's pleasant but dangerous.
Playing with fire all the time.
What's the world?
The word is now seeing all
The whole world now.
of the whole world. Kanda.
And when it breaks, but not the whole world, only one reality. From moment to moment, see, even thinking about the whole world, what about when it breaks up? Frightening
Of
or
course.
pleasant feeling, experiencing. So at moment when whatever arises falls away, can it be wanting it again?
Of course.
Not at all. When will it stop?
Oh. So,
Arising and falling away each moment. No one there at all.
otherwise, it's keep the samsara is keep.
No one can imagine.
Yeah.
So we are talking about just one reality at a time. Imagine. We don't talk about table, a window, or my house, my car, anything at all. Just one reality. And it does not show up yet.
No.
Until right understanding begin to understand each one, the difference between this and that, in order to just attend to only one characteristic and understanding that it is the moment of different reality is when just a moment, split second moments. What is there in a moment, in a moment? Now we talk about just one reality arising and falling away, uncountable moment. Even right now, it seems like seeing and hearing are together.
Yes.
In truth, not at all. Many chittas in between, see, unknown. But when it appears as no one and nothing at all, it's only a reality, different from the other one. But I experience it. That's why how can all kinds of reality can be known directly one by one to understand the truth of no matter what is at moment. The whole, the world, all dhammas are anatta. Even that cannot eradicate the idea of self, yet not enough, never enough. So how much clinging to right now I, unknowingly at all. No one say I'm sitting, but I here.
It's there.
No thought about sitting, it's there.
Yeah.
That's why each moment is so very short. And no understanding, condition, attachment, even no idea about it yet. For example, if there is sound now, what is it? attachment to that sound to be known
Instantly, right away.
instantly by conditions. And Buddha experienced every reality
Clearly.
so clear. No more about the truth of it, all known from stage by stage to the truth. That's why we learn about, it seems like so very fantasy, magic, but much more than that. Because the magician thinking about how to play the magic, how to perform it, all are dhammas, different dhammas, before the magic can be performed.
Listening to this, Ajahn just bring the astonishment to the Lord Buddha enlightenment and his virtue, his noble virtue, that he has the karuna to...
That's why without more understanding of the reality, on and on and on, it cannot be Dhammadhara at all. Dhammadhara is so very firm confidence, understanding of the truth, that it can be known right now when time comes, not by anyone, but by conditions. That's why there are 3 rounds of the Four Noble Truths, Ācariya Sujin.
And this is why the seeing now, the hearing now, the thinking, the kindness, the disturbed thinking, the annoyance, whatever arises, cannot be taken so seriously because it disintegrates instantly. Anatta, all gone. We think it's so important, the thinking now or the kindness a moment ago, but each one just arises and disappears. Each one is dangerous. Each one is anatta, gone. So this is how understanding gradually lets go of whatever appears, whatever arises, a little more detachment, because whatever it is, it's just a dhamma that breaks up immediately.
And the truth is right now, when it's moment of realizing the nature of the truth as now. So ignorance are now. Each moment, instead of understanding, begin to understand the truth, firm confidence, that is so true. But right understanding is not enough to penetrate the truth. That's why Panya begins from the very beginning. Dhammadhara of the truth. So learn more, listen more, consider more carefully. And attachment is so very crafty, very tricky. It's there. That's why it's the silapata pramasa, while the development of understanding. Otherwise, it cannot be known. It cannot be eradicated. But when it's known, right understanding begin to eliminate little by little. Imagine just sit listening to the teachings of the Buddha in the times of Buddha, became enlightened naturally, unknowingly. Even right now, awareness is aware of a reality. No, who knows? No one knows. Only that moment of panya.
Didn't quite catch what you were saying about in time of the Buddha, people just sit and listen to the Buddha become enlightened.
The Savaka listen to the teaching.
Right.
Or Sariputta
Yes.
listens to.
Right. So they had accumulated so much understanding
Right now.
previously, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many stages of realization, vipassana, at once?
So in a sense, I mean, sit and listen is what we do too. But
Dhammadara, little by little.
Could you talk about the second round of understanding the Four Noble Truths, the direct understanding?
What round?
The second round.
Second round.
Yes. The Kichanyana.
Okay. Is that seeing right now?
Yes.
And what can be aware of the nature of seeing as not that which is seen?
Only Panya.
Without intellect understanding, can there be any thought about it? Or any moment of being aware? By conditions, instantly, anatta. All the way must be the moment of understanding the truth as anatta, letting go, the idea of something. So very gradually, unknowingly, like now, who knows? Like Sariputta, did he know before that he would become enlightened while listening to Ācariya? Never thought about it. Like now, never thought about it. What moment it's moment of satipatthana, or what level of understanding, all by anatta. No doubt about what is meant by anatta or dhammas.
So any moment of understanding directly the realities that appear at the moment of second round of the Kichanyana.
Without the first round, can there be the second round?
Certainly cannot.
So panya at level of the first round is not as panya at level of second round. Now we talk about satipatthana, but second round, satipatthana is there. Dhammadara, by conditions, anatta. Anatta becomes clearer and clearer at moment of letting go little by little, taking that as something or someone, but in truth it's gone. What is now appearing, gone instantly. Only the nimitta of each reality appears as nimitta of something, make it known as this or that. So this is not Sara. But is this Sara? What is it? See?
It's a Dhamma.
No understanding of Dhamma at moment of saying Dhamma. What is Dhamma? What Dhamma is that which is seen.
Dhamma is a reality at the moment.
And why this is not Sarah again? But that you have the idea, right? It's different from this. What conditions such thought about people and things?
It's different because the experience. Sarah, like she has a experience, but the thing like tissue, they don't have any experience.
Is the visible object the same now and now? Is it the visible object seen the same?
Yeah.
If visible object is always the same visible object, then how can there be the memory and thinking about tissue and Sarah? So whatever is seen is just visible object, but visible object seen now and visible object seen now is different.
Yes.
So the memory of what is seen now and now accumulates and conditions different kinds of thinking. Thinking about yellow, thinking about green, thinking about white, thinking about tissue box, thinking about Sarah. Because of memory, conditions different thinking about different visible objects seen. Is each sound heard the same?
No, different.
Different. So whatever is heard is sound, but there's memory of the high-pitched sound or the loud sound or the female sound, different sounds, different characteristics, so that there are conditions for thinking about female voice, male voice, air conditioner. So as we discussed, sound of air conditioner is not a reality, only sound is heard, but conditions because of memory to think about this sound or that sound, because the sounds themselves are different. Each one is different. The sound heard now is not the same as the sound heard now.
So all by condition.
All by conditions.
Yeah.
Because of memory, different thinking about different ideas, different people, different objects, and so on.
Yeah.
So different sounds are different, but what do they have in common? All sounds have something in common.
They are rupa. So not experience anything.
What makes a sound in terms of what we are talking about now?
Hearing experience sounds.
Right. So that's what they have in common. They can be heard.
Yes.
They can impinge on the ear
Yes.
base and be heard.
Yes.
So that's the common characteristic of any sound, regardless of how different it is from another sound, regardless of how loud or its pitch, whether it's music, voice, machinery or what.
Yes. In the early times, I have confused about the right understanding and realization. And Jonathan explained to me, realization is a high level of right understanding. So I would like to, So in my, but I thought right understanding, that is the characteristic of right understanding is no self. I'm confused on that. Could you please?
I think you asked me what the characteristic of understanding was, and I said it sees the true nature of a reality that is presently appearing.
True nature of
a reality.
Reality, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is not a little understanding now, a little wise considering of understanding now. Can that understanding grow and accumulate?
No.
It has to begin now.
Yes.
A little, like drops of water in the cup, a little, to accumulate until it is stronger understanding, firmer, stronger, until eventually very high understanding, that's all. So we don't have to be concerned about realization and high degrees of understanding and enlightenment and nibbana, because now what appears, what kind of understanding can arise now to just begin to understand daily life now, what is seen now, what is heard now, what is touched now, dhammas that are anatta, little by little.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
And as far as understanding and self is concerned, idea of self is a wrong view. So it's understanding that exposes the falsity of wrong view. Understanding develops. As understanding develops, it exposes the fact that the wrong view of self is a wrong view. That's all. And eventually it eradicates that wrong view.
So when listening, makes you think about something that you didn't know before, and that it's a condition for understanding to understand, to arise. It is condition. We all need this condition for understanding to arise and to think about what the words that we hear and the meaning and and think about the reality which the words are referring to. And that's
Thank you.
you want to say something?
Let's hear the joke.
You sure?
Only visible objects seen, but because of memory conditions to think about funny story, that's all. Okay, we only have a little bit of time left. Ajahn, anything you would like to?
So when you say that it's just visible object, how much understanding about what is visible object? Or just remember the word, it's Dhamma, it's visible object, or what about the understanding of what is meant by visible object?
In my understanding, visual objects is unexperienced things.
What is visible object again?
Visible objects are unexperienced things. Cannot experience, yeah.
And why is visible object? Why not Kunsara and microphone?
I'm sorry.
Why it is only visible object, not the paper or the glass?
Because a paper and glass is a concept that's already go while you think.
So what's meant by concept?
Concept does mean it's like after you see the glasses, the glass it go through your eyes and then it goes you think. It's turned to thinking. It's a thinking now. After thinking, it become a concept.
What are you talking about now? It goes through the glasses and the eyes, and you are doing this and that. Long, long stories, lots and lots and lots of concepts.
Yeah.
Thinking about glasses, thinking about eye, thinking about this one, that one, the visible object. So that's why it's said that actually we just live in the world of concepts. We hear about visible object, but then there are ideas of glasses and go through and the mind and eye. So this is just living in the world of concepts, not the opposite of understanding the truth right now, just what is seen now. What is seen now? Are there any glasses or eye or going in here or going out there? So it seems so that's why there has to be the considering again and again of what is seen now, what is heard now, what is thinking now. Is there an eye that can see through the glasses and in and out here? A little more to get closer to the truth now. Little by little.
Without concept, can there be reality?
Without concept, can there be reality? Can there be reality without concept?
Without, I think no,
Why not?
because concept is just the idea. Reality is there.
When it's there, or it's concept.
It's not a concept.
So, can there be concept without reality?
Yeah, without reality, there is no concept.
So, what reality condition concept?
Reality is like a base, like a element, yeah, condition to the concept.
What element? What is that element?
Element, that means is the like you is a class. The element of class is you want to make a class. It is you need an element to make a class. So it's a base. What I think, no.
Yes.
Yeah, you make an example of glass, right?
Yes.
You said, what element is there that
Yeah.
make it a glass?
Yes, reality make the
What
glass.
reality?
That is need a ingredient, like
No.
an object. No.
What realities?
Like you need object.
Can
Subject.
you hold that glass? What reality is there?
Touching a
When-
hardness.
Is hardness a glass?
No.
But without hardness, will there be a glass?
Without a hardness, it's not it can be a glass.
I'm talking about that one.
Yeah. Yes.
Without hardness, can you feel the glass?
No.
What is experienced?
The hardness.
So, what is reality?
Reality is the experience, the hardness.
Yes, but between the glass and hardness, what is real?
Between the hardness and experience.
No. Between glass and hardness.
Hardness
Which one
is
is-
real.
So, how come there's glass? That's glass.
It's just the name that make the word easy to say.
So, without hardness experienced, will there be glass there?
Without a hardness, it can't be a class.
So, what is real?
The hardness is real,
And the glass?
and class is not real.
What is it?
It's a concept.
So now you remember Thanajan's original question?
Yes. So the concept and
Without the reality, can there be the concept of glass?
no,
Without hardness,
no,
without coolness, can there be glass?
no.
No. So without the reality, without the experience of realities, there cannot be the ideas. Without visible object and sound being experienced, can there be the idea of Ajahn?
No.
So without reality, no concepts, no ideas.
No, Sarah.
No Sarah.
Thank you.
So the elements are just the realities. I think you're not familiar with the word elements in this context. So when we say what is the element as foundation, it just means what is the reality.
Reality, yes.
What reality conditioned the idea of a glass? Tomorrow?
Yeah, that's why she didn't understand. Yeah. Thank you, everyone at home. We'll see you all tomorrow. I think it's half day tomorrow. No, half day. See you tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 our time. Thank you, Ācariya.